Hey there, kids. It is another episode of Revisiting Sunnydale. I am Camila.
I am Marcella.
And today we are not going to talk about a specific episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, for we have a special episode today where we did a panel.
Yes.
This is a live podcast that we did. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as much as we enjoyed playing around with it. It was Gender Roles in the Whedonverse Part 2.
Yes. The sequel, if you will.
Yes, we did. We were lucky enough to do this with Wizard World Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Wizard World Pittsburgh took place November 5th and 6th in Pittsburgh. And on Saturday, November 5th, myself, Camila, my sister Raven, our friend Rena, we held a panel to a room of, I'd say there were like 30 people in there.
Yeah, it was
30 or so people.
It was a good crowd. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we talked about Gender Roles in the Whedonverse Part 2. We did this the previous year at Wizard World, and this year was the sequel, where this time we talked about the men in the Whedonverse. The first panel was just the women, and this time we took the path down the men's.
Unfortunately, we did not record that first one with the women, about the women. But hopefully we'll get a chance somewhere along the lines to recreate it, do it again.
We're going to take this show on the road.
Yes. So if anybody out there would like to have us on a panel.
Wizard World Philly, we're looking at you.
Yes.
You need us?
Super
we'll be there.
cool.
Since
or
you're
Cleveland.
not coming back. Yeah.
Cleveland, Detroit.
Anywhere close.
Yes. Within like a four-hour drive.
Yes.
Totally.
We'll be there.
So please listen to this. Hope you enjoy. You can feel free to always to contact us via Facebook page, Revisiting Sunnydale, Twitter at Back to Sunnydale, or just the regular, or email us.
Yeah.
revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com. All right, let's get on with it.
We hope you enjoy.
Someone isn't here. Button, who's got the button? My money's on the witch. Red's a bad girl.
Yeah.
That's true, though.
Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Gender Roles in the Whedonverse Part 2. I am Camila, and I will be the moderator this afternoon. If you missed Marcella's soft open, Marcella and I host a podcast called Revisiting Sunnydale, where we are actually revisiting each episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer from the beginning. And currently we are up to season 3, I believe.
We're in the middle.
And we're like, we just recorded, we're getting ready to release Lover's Walk. So that'll be the next one.
Oh, good app.
So you can find that you can find us on Libsyn and iTunes. Revisiting Sunnydale. Yeah, so I think that's enough for that. So, we have Marcella.
Hello, I'm Marcella.
Rena. And Raven. Hi. And we're going to talk to you about boys.
About some men.
And it's going to be, and we're obviously not the definitive end-all and be-all of this. This is our opinions, and we want to just kind of have a conversation. So if you guys want to chime in or anything at all, feel free, raise your hand, whatnot, give your opinions. And we're also going to have some trivia questions and some prizes that we will be giving away as well. So let's get this puppy started. So...
We're good.
We are rolling.
We are live, people, so you will be online. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, so basically this is an episode. We are recording a live episode of Revisiting Sunnydale.
So thank you for joining us. We're very excited.
And hopefully, and please, we're on Facebook, Revisiting Sunnydale, and Twitter under @Back to Sunnydale, because revisiting was too long, apparently.
Fun fact.
Yep. All right. So, ladies, do you think that Joss has been a big influence on the development of men in sci-fi and action roles?
No. Sorry, I'm just going to jump out there. Right, he's done. My sister and I were talking about this morning. He's done a lot for women, but he hasn't done anything for men. There's no kids in here. He has not done shit for men. So
he's not exactly reinventing the wheel. If anything, he may have set him back a bit.
Really? How so?
They always have a tendency to have that little...
To muck everything up?
Yeah, the bumbling idiot kind of thing, where they're just always like, oh, geez, sorry, seems like it's screwed up again. Either that or they're just evil.
Well, I think he identifies with that bumbling idiot, so he always wants to have that character. Like, he himself, Joss, is that character. So he likes to have that character in his shows. But I completely agree with your original off the bat. Like, no.
No.
Yeah.
Negative.
But for women, yes.
Yes, for women, he's done a wonderful job. It's just his men they're just the same. They are, these 5 or 6 types that...
Like what? Father figure, goofball,
best friend, lover.
Strength of the females in his shows actually is a byproduct, or men being weak is a byproduct of that, because I mean the focus is always on the female, and the men are always kind of the counterparts. So they do take on a lot of strong, important roles, but as far as their personalities are concerned, all of them have a little something in common to a certain extent.
Well, how have the roles for men changed in sci-fi and action, if at all?
They've taken a back seat to a lot of women.
I was just going to say, usually the woman is the one who needs to be rescued all the time, and now it's the women rescuing the men, which I love. But that's how it's changed, in my opinion.
What do you think?
What do I? I feel I feel like there's they haven't changed as much. They have taken a back seat to women, which is great, and there's still a lot of. There's still the majority of the hero and the ones that's front and center, or even the main villain, and it's still annoying to a point. Like I have another podcast called Down to Watch where I review movies, and each one I go through the Bechdel test. And if you guys aren't familiar with what the Bechdel test is, it's the litmus test for how women are portrayed in film and media. And it's 3 rules that need to be followed. Is there more than one named female character? Do they talk to each other? And do they talk to each other about something other than a man? And you'd be surprised by a lot of films fail this test.
It's awful.
Simple test. So even when we do have our strong female characters in a lot of these sci-fi and action films, they are still all up some dude's butt, basically. Yeah. And it's just a lot of, I have to save him, or I'm looking for him, or, he holds the key to this, or blah, blah, blah. And it's just, I'm still there's still much more room that we have to grow for that.
I guess the Whedonverse saved its female cattiness for behind the scenes.
Well, so we think what? Oh, we're coming in. So,
join us. Hello.
We lightly touched on before that we think the gender roles break down into the following categories: hero / the anti-hero, the villain, the best friend, and the patriarch. So who would your favorite hero or anti-hero be, and why?
Spike is my favorite anti-hero. Right off, I don't even need to think about it. Spike's my anti-hero because he has had the most character growth in the Whedonverse. He started as a villain. Then he was a lovesick puppy. Then he was a hero. Then he was dead. Then he was a ghost. Then he was a ghost. And then he was a hero.
Yeah,
a real champion.
Yeah. Now I do love me some Spike. We all know this, but I would say that he runs for me. That Wesley holds a very close. I
love Wesley.
If not first, but second, because he also has like a major character growth. Like his character arc is amazing throughout. His first he's only one season on Buffy, and then like all the way, and then all the way through Angel. It's just amazing, and hats off to Alexis Denisof for being able to portray each one of those characters.
You just like that he tied ladies up.
That is neither here nor there.
Mine is actually Xander, and that's because I think that he is an exception to that rule of your everyday guy. Like, he's a different kind of guy who is the hero sometimes he isn't the hero, but everyone can relate to him because everybody's been in that position where they're not the strongest guy in the room, they're not the best looking guy in the
smartest guy in the room,
but he still gets it done, and he's still a valuable part of the team, so that's why he's my favorite.
Oh, you so thought for Xander.
You knew that.
Well, who ranks as the highest villain?
Alpha from Dollhouse.
Oh,
I love that answer, and I kind of want to back you up again, but I don't want to keep backing you.
Well, mind you, I only saw Dollhouse once through, so
I love Alpha.
Alpha is Angelus, good villain.
That's what I went with.
Early Angelus. When we started to get into later Angelus and on Angel, that was, I think David Boreanaz forgot how to play him properly by that point.
The thing with Alpha is he's just like this. For so long, you've no idea what is even going on with him.
Organic tomatoes. Organic tomatoes. These are organic tomatoes.
Yes. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, he is the worst possible thing that could have happened.
He's crazy.
Yeah. He's the worst. Yeah. And yet,
hilarious.
Give it up to just Alan Tudyk being able to just be someone you love as Wash, and then someone you're terrified of. And you're like, no, I want nothing to do with you. There's the door. Please don't kill me. There's the door.
Keep moving.
And that's just a talented actor that can do that.
Right.
So yeah, Alpha's mine.
So for me on this one, actually, we're not talking about demons. We're not talking about monsters or anything supernatural. So to me, the best villain who's actually a man is Warren.
Ooh, nice.
Because that's fucking human.
Yeah.
155,000% terrifying in every way humanly possible because he's real.
Right.
Yeah.
Like everybody could say, I'm sure that they know a Warren.
Everybody.
Oh, I hope not. I hope.
I mean, like,
It's just keep their warren on.
Gun, not just like huge
Like no children in the room,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows somebody with a small penis on a power trip. It's scary because it's real.
Yeah.
My original answer to this was Angelus, but Marcella had convinced me to go with Alpha when she came up with Alpha as her answer. But I really like season 2 Angelus. Like, he's just evil, and I love it.
It's evil incarnate, for sure. He gives no
fucks. He gets to be evil. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
well, it's just for just for evil's sake. Like, there's really no point in it all. It's not like he's looking for riches or necessarily power.
Snaps Jenny Callender's neck. Like, he didn't even bite her, and you're just like,
he's looking for control over this certain situation.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it's been on for years. That's your bad. That's your bad.
What about you guys? Who's your favorite villain? Anybody?
Male villain.
Male villain.
Yes.
Male villain.
Yeah.
Well, no. Who's your favorite villain?
Dark Willow.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, she is. Yeah. She's one of my favorites because it's grief that turns her into this. Yeah. It's not because of it's not money, it's not power, it's not she's not guided by any of this. It's grief that throws her into that.
Well, I had actually originally gone with the mayor for the same reasons that I picked Warren, because he's too normal and it's too scary.
He meets with Boy Scouts and has meetings. He has heads in his closet. He's got tributes he has to make. So he is terrifying.
But there's also on a certain level, like the mayor, he as cracked up as he was, there was still something good. There's like maybe a teeny tiny bit of good in there that he was trying to do a little bit of something for his community as well as for Faith, because he had like straight up love for Faith.
Yeah.
We talked about that. He's like her de facto watcher. Like he is the watcher she never had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Warren,
father figure.
He was just straight up. He wanted nothing but I want to be rich and I want girls to like me. And blah, blah, blah.
Warren's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no good there. There's no good there. He raped his girlfriend, then killed her.
Yeah.
Let his buddy.
And then tried to frame Buffy on it. It was just too much. It was too much. I don't even. My favorite. My knee-jerk reaction is always Spike for my favorite villain, just because.
You love Spike.
Because I love him, and plus, like most of the things that he did was for love. Yeah. Like he got turned into a vampire by Drusilla, and she was like his end all be all. Like she was it for him, and everything he did was basically to impress her.
Yeah,
I
would say.
Buffy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See, I always thought Spike was super emo.
Well, he's got all that poetry.
He is. Yep. Oh, that poetry.
I'm sorry, but what I was going to say is I forget what the character's name is, and I don't even know, maybe he was supernatural, but in Angel, towards the end, the big dude that took over for Eve.
Adam Baldwin?
Yes, Adam Baldwin's character.
Yeah, the second liaison of the senior partners.
Yes. Think about what his name is,
I'm not even sure
he's Jane. He's always Jane.
Exactly.
I got a kick out of him as a villain. So, who's your favorite best friend?
Xander.
Yeah.
Xander or I have a sub for that, and that's Marty from Cabin in the Woods.
Oh.
If you've seen Cabin, yeah. So Marty is like, I love the scene where he's like, my parents are going to think I'm such a burnout. Yeah. But you also kind of saved and ended the world at the same time.
Right.
So.
Marty's a good one.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with Andrew. I love Andrew. I think he's fabulous, and he's so loyal.
He's very loyal.
And if you follow, I don't know if you read the graphic novels, but he's totally in the Scooby Gang now, and he didn't betray them this last time when he could. I don't know. I have a soft spot for him. I mean, I have a swimmer's ear.
He's redeemed. That's what I like about Andrew. He redeems himself.
Yeah.
He, a tiny bit of him was in love with Warren. You could say,
right.
Tiny bit of him.
It was mostly peer pressure. I feel like everything that he did was peer pressure, and because he didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of got
loyal to a fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he just let that take over him, and he was absolutely in love with Warren.
Yeah.
Raven.
I actually have to agree with Rena on this one. I think Andrew, he's loyal to a fault. And it doesn't matter what group he's in. He's the person you can rely on.
Yeah. Sort of.
I like Andrew.
I think Xander's a great best friend, but every now and again, he's not there for you.
No, you're right.
And he's super judgy. It's true. He's super judgy, but it's just the speech he has to Dawn.
Ugh.
In season 7, where he's telling her that she's exceptional.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have powers.
But just because you give somebody one good pep talk,
it was a hell of a pep talk, though. Come on.
He's a better sidekick than a best friend.
Yeah,
that's true. He's a good sidekick as well.
Yeah.
And finally, what about patriarch? I think we all know where this is going.
I'm actually tied here.
We got
Okay, all right.
So I was tied between Giles. Giles is the obvious patriarch answer, but then there's also Shepherd Book. And Shepherd Book is like the best, he guides them, and Serenity, to hell with you, because you didn't need to do that. It wasn't necessary, and thanks for spoiling it in the soundtrack, the Drunken Shepherd. Thank you for telling me way before the movie. But Shepherd Book, I can't pick between Giles and Shepherd Book. It's too close for me.
Well, my pick is Giles, for obvious reasons. He's just fabulous, and when he gives Buffy the check, just everything, and when he was on the plane, when he was leaving, I'm like, this isn't happening. What's happening? And then when he comes back, when Willow's all bad, and you're like, oh, I don't know. Giles hands down for me.
And he can sing.
And he can sing.
Yeah.
Marcella thought this was intriguing.
I like this answer.
I gave mine, but I think it's Angel. And that's mostly because it seems like even when he was on Buffy, he always had a posse, but towards the show, it's not really... No one's going to do anything without Angel. Mm-hmm.
True.
Angel leads them. Angel's their example. If Angel's angelus, everything is screwed. It's like stepdad came into town.
And this is your talk.
It's gone wrong.
This is on Angel or is it on Angel or on?
I would say primarily on Angel, but there are times whenever I could say on Buffy as well. Mm-hmm. But I do truly think that he is such a strong figure on Angel that he has a little hand in the development of each and every single character on that show.
Okay.
And he's the one that leads them and guides them to do what they're all doing in the show. So
basically, and there's also that point in time where he doesn't turn full Angelus-ish maybe, and he fires everybody.
Yes.
And they all kind of still find their way, and they still realize that this is what they want to be doing, this is what they're supposed to be doing, and
well, it's like everyone who's ever come in contact with him in history always finds their way back to him.
I mean, he has such chemistry and just attraction to him that he made Darla leave the Master, someone she'd been with for how long?
Which I still want to know that story.
Yeah. And she chose him over
the Master.
This entire family that she'd built.
How do we feel about Angel as an actual father?
I like how we all made a sound.
Connor.
Well,
oh God.
Yeah. I think that's Connor's fault.
I think that was a bad casting job on whoever casted that. He just didn't do it for me.
Well, I think that Connor, I guess keeping with it, male roles, Connor was kind of the equivalent of Don, and he was supposed to be,
hands down,
he was supposed to be that annoying pissant. That was just like that, that even though he grew up in his hell dimension, he still had all the typical pinpoints of a teenager, just like going through it and trying their parents and just rebelling every which way possible.
And in Angel's defense of being an actual father, I mean, like, his baby was taken and then all of a sudden returns as a teenager, like.
Right.
Well, the problem
is as a moody teenager at that,
like that storyline was dumb, and then Dawn's storyline was dumb too.
Yeah.
Like they're just weak storylines that didn't need to happen.
They got kind of soap soap opera-ish.
There's the writer's room. We're going to throw it at the... Whoa, it's stuck. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's do that. That's...
Spike's going to need, like, his fifth brain.
What can we do with Connor? We're going to make him fall for an older woman. Let's make him fall for his babysitter. That'll work. Yeah.
So, speaking of icky relationships, or just relationships in general, let's talk about the relationships between men and women in the Whedonverse. Joss does a fantastic job in writing and creating roles for women. So how do you think he does with the interpersonal relationships between the sexes?
There aren't that many. I mean, there's a very strong relationship between Angel and Spike that... Can we have a whole separate comic book on the history between Angel and Spike? Because they've done some stuff. Yeah. Like, they've been through stuff. They have seen some
Jealous
things.
and Spike.
Yeah.
I want to see. I want to see them running amok.
Yes.
Like Darla and Drusilla did in the episode of Angel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
So it's like he takes these characters. You've got Angel and Spike. You've got Mal and Jane. Mm-hmm. You know, you've got these two very strong relationships.
Romances.
Yes. Very strong bromances. But that's kind of it. Like, okay, maybe Wesley and Gunn had it for a minute.
Maybe a minute.
But then they decided to fall in love with the same girl.
Yeah.
Things got weird.
Yeah. So I don't think he does that well with men in his
It
stories.
seems like someone's always in a power position. Like with the three, like Warren's always is their leader.
Yeah, they're the leader.
And it just it doesn't seem like it's rare that they're equals.
When like Xander and Oz didn't really like
They were never,
have that thing.
That's a good point. He glosses over that. Like, how do you... Okay, so, wait a minute. You just made out with my girlfriend...
Yeah.
Well, but I'm going to forgive you and we're going to have burritos at lunch.
Yeah.
Like, we're never going to talk about this again. We're just going to gloss it. No, you're never going to be friends again, ever. You're never going to talk to... You're not going to share a locker. You're not going to... No, that's not going to happen.
Well, you think Wesley and Angel have a bond, especially when Wesley brings him back from, being underwater and, like feeds him from his own arm.
And see, that's a good... Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
so
you stole my child, got your throat slit.
Yeah.
But you did save me from the bottom of the sea, so we're square.
But like,
Xander and Oz didn't have that.
There's always some sort of power struggle. Like even like you said with Xander and Oz. It's like Xander had this leverage over Oz because of Willa's feelings for him, and it seems like, I don't know if Joss can relate to that a lot, of that whole power struggle kind of situation where like there's just always someone around that has something on them, but it doesn't seem like there are a whole lot of equals between male characters.
Males. Yeah.
Well, what about their relationships with the female characters? I mean, is there always underlying with some sort of sexual innuendo, or can any of them just be straight up? Because I know they're even like Cordelia is basically in the sea of men. She's the only chick at Angel Investigations.
Till Fred.
Till Fred rolls in, and then even
she spends most of the time looking for tacos and writing on the wall.
But it all starts off with some sort of sexual attraction. Even Fred, like, poor baby, like as broken as she was when she came in there.
Wesley is introduced. He's all into Cordelia, who's like 17, maybe.
Which I still am finding. I still want to talk to somebody.
Well, and we've mentioned before in the podcast, like, there's no sign-in process apparently at this high school. People just wander around talking to whoever. Who's not watching this like 30-year-old English guy hanging out in the library, hitting on the students, like, and he chaperones a dance? How does that happen?
I always wondered that. Yeah.
Snyder's all over them for everything else, but let's not talk about Snyder as a male character. He's just the worst.
I don't think there's any sexual with Buffy and Giles' dynamic.
Well, no, absolutely not. Yeah.
So I think
there's a couple jokes later on here and there, but
exactly.
The only relationship there's truly no sexual tension is Buffy and Oz.
Yeah,
Well, because Oz at the one point he was like totally head over heels for Willow.
Yeah, I've never
until he broke her heart. Damn you, Oz. Oh, there we go.
That's a really good one, actually.
Yeah,
Shepherd booking all of them.
But he's sort of he has religious beliefs behind his. So
I have not seen Firefly.
really?
Yeah.
Door's there.
I'm very surprised.
In a movie.
Yeah. It's an evening.
It was very hard for me to watch Firefly the first time because it was Caleb.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't like you. And then I'm like, I kind of like you. You know what I mean? So it took me a while to get into it.
My problem with Firefly was Fox didn't air it in the right order, so I couldn't get into it, and I really, really hated the theme song. Like, I really hated it.
I agree, and other people love it.
Really, I was like, no, fast forward, you know. And when you're watching it on DVD, it's like, on Netflix. It's like, oh, I cannot listen to that song one more time in my sleep. Yeah. But then Serenity happened, and it was like, well, now I have to go back and watch them because Serenity was so good. You know. Good movie. All
right, so I think, I don't know if this now would be a good time to get into some trivia questions.
Yeah, you want to win some stuff?
Unless you guys have some other...
All right, there's a microphone there if you don't have a loud voice that can project amongst the room.
Or you can just shout.
So what we have...
Use your diaphragm.
And does anybody have any questions? We're just fangirls, so don't count us as authorities, but if you have any questions or comments or statements.
I have a question.
Okay.
What was your first show? Was it Buffy?
Yes, I caught Buffy in season 2.
Okay.
I started watching it in season 2 live in college, and I was, what is this? This is the best thing that's ever been on TV. So, and then I got her into it when we moved in together.
When I saw Buffy the movie, and I hated it, so I wanted nothing to do with the show. And when I moved here to Pittsburgh, Marcella was my first roommate, and she was already in, I think it was like beginning of season 3 at that point, and I'm like, whatever, blah, that looks like trash, I don't want anything to do with this. And then she's like, oh wait, I know how to get you into this, and she showed me Spike's entrance, and it's like, well, hello,
watch this man walk. And I think that's why I was like, watch this man walk.
I was like, well, let's rewind it back, let's go all the way back to the beginning and see what happens.
I feel like I was hooked into the ways of Whedon right away with the movie because it was like glimpses of Whedon. It was like strong female. You never see the popular girl be the one that kicks ass, and like the way that their relationship started, you never see like equals in a situation actually getting into a relationship. So at a young age, it kind of formed the way that I think about gender roles in movies and in media in general.
Mine was also Buffy. I started at season 2. I thought it was going to be scary because when the movie came out, I thought the movie was scary, but I'm a baby. I think Jaws is in my swimming pool. And my friend was like, well, I mean, you can just look away, and it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and she's just going to save the day. So, and I was like, oh, all right. So I got into Buffy, but I did like the movie because Luke Perry, Dylan McKay.
No. Dylan McNay.
He's on mine.
They did miss a perfect opportunity, though, in season 2 with Lie to Me, bringing in Ford when you could have just brought Pike.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, like you could have just brought Pike in, and we didn't need to know about Ford.
No.
With your trauma.
Yeah.
We didn't get to name our least favorite characters.
Okay. Least favorite male character.
Connor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay.
That was...
Yeah, we discussed
Riley. Riley sucks tonight.
He was our second. He was our second least favorite. Yeah.
We're talking like main characters, yes? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I guess I would have to go with Riley. He's just so white bread. Like, it's just, he's just so boring. I mean, it's nothing.
Did Buffy even really like him, or was she just bored? You know what I mean? Like, because she just...
I think he was just the antithesis of Angel and everything else that she was used to, and what she was like, all right, you know what? Bad boy, dead boy, vampire boy, not doing it for me. So I need to
180
just go like completely, this nice big Midwestern guy, and he's very,
you know. That helps you move into your dorm room and shows you where the student union is, and then keeps trying to join the student union. It's like, bro, I appreciate your help. Please go away.
I'm fine. I know where everything is now. I know where to get snacks.
But look what she did to him, though. Like, she took this corn-fed Iowa boy, you know, fighting demons in his spare time, and turned him into this back alley getting bit.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, she destroyed him.
Forget about that.
Oh, I know.
She destroyed him before he finally broke out and was like, you know what?
Yeah,
this isn't healthy.
Yeah.
It's Cody his face on True Blood.
Ryan?
Werepanther?
I don't know. Yeah, Werepanther.
The one with the racist mom. What's his name?
Oh, Hoyt.
Yeah.
Hoyt
Starts running around trying to get bit by vampires.
Yeah.
It was just like that.
So basically, Buffy was kind of the destroyer of a lot of male ego. And I think that's because she was so fucking strong and powerful.
And
exactly. So she just broke him down.
I really like the episode where they're training together, and he's like, she's, you know, I held back a little. Even though she said she was going full strength, she held back a little. And she still managed to kick him across the room.
Yeah. I wish I had super strength. That'd be awesome.
How about anybody in here? Do you have any like favorite or least favorite characters that we haven't talked about that you might want to share?
Yes.
Well, you kind of already mentioned like how bad Warren is, but he's one of my least favorite characters just because he's just so purely evil.
I kind of think that's what makes him a great character, though. Like, and you just hate him so much, and like you have like such a real fear inside for him that it's like you love to hate him.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly. It's like he's a great character, but I mean, obviously as a person, like you hate him or whatever. But he was.
But you always need to hate it. You need to have that.
Right. It wasn't like when Riley would pop up on screen, just like ugh. But Warren is like, all right, see what he's gonna get into. But
it's like I just want to get Angel a tissue.
Did you want to say something?
I was going to say I really agree with the rest.
Yeah, he really is just the worst.
Yes.
I think we talked about 2 of the 3 trio members, but I have a soft spot for Jonathan.
I do too.
A regular character, but a recurring from the beginning, and I think that was kind of like with Xander with having the everyman thing in the episode Superstar, where you get to see the everyman thing flip to see him as the badass there. So I think he's gotten to do so much in the show, and it's still just even when he was in the trio, it was like you still loved him and still saw that humanity in him, and it still breaks my heart when he
dies.
Stabbed.
Yes,
exactly. He was the human thread in that trio. Like even though he just wanted the babes and money, and the fame.
He's the OG nerd too. He's been there since the beginning.
Exactly. Just like in the background a little bit, just there to poke fun at, or eat some dips,
or show at a later date.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's his best friend that ultimately it's heartbreaking. And when the first comes back as Jonathan and is torturing Andrew to a certain extent, it's like, come on, he already feels bad enough about this. Don't keep and they do it to him again in the comics. And it's
totally. Can you make me taller? Jonathan wants to be taller.
I've often wondered sometimes what would happen if it were Jonathan instead of Andrew that had followed that path. What would they have enveloped him into the club? I don't think they would have.
So
because they just are always like, all right, you over there, go. Don't shoot anyone. Just please go sit in the corner. But Andrew has this. Oh, you want to punch him in the face, but you want to hug him too.
I love Andrew.
Don't eat my hot pocket. Like he's just, it's Andrew.
You just want to squeeze him until he bursts.
Yes.
Were there any other questions before? Yes.
I want to say that my least favorite is Spike for one episode.
Which episode?
I know what episode.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. It's like I mean, everybody knows.
They know what we're talking about. We don't talk about that.
It's one of my favorite episodes because I think it's really important to the character development.
I mean, we're supposed to not like him in that episode for sure.
In that episode. But otherwise, I love him.
Yeah, it is rough to watch.
It's hard. I haven't watched it since.
I mean, are there any? Do you think that that's actually what his intention was?
I think it got out of hand.
I don't think he went there planning on. I don't think it was premeditated by any means. I think it's just like everything is going. Yeah.
Crazy.
Now I could be making excuses because it's silly, but like I said, I don't think it was premeditated.
Interesting, like rapey undertones every now and again in the Whedonverse, though.
Yep.
Yeah,
it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions or comments? Sharing thoughts? All right. So what we have here, Marcella and I get quite a few different geek boxes, subscription boxes, and stuff.
Anybody out there get Loot Crate? Yep.
Nerd Block.
Yeah.
So what fan mail, I think, is another one that we do.
It's a problem. We're addicted.
Yeah. So what happens is there's a lot of times, it's not always our fandom, it's things that we don't want or need necessarily in our lives or our homes, and, there's a room situation, and sometimes, you don't have room for shit. So we've got our cast-offs. Not to say it's bad stuff, it's just not our stuff.
Duplicates a lot too.
Yes.
And for the record, if anybody's a Dollhouse fan, feel free to come up to me out on the floor. I will talk Dollhouse.
Yeah, I love that.
I love Topher.
Like one season, really? That's all you're going to give us? Really? No.
Okay, so how are we going to do this? We're going to raise hands? We're going to shout out? Or just raise hands?
Yeah. Jump up.
Who made
Jump.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Stand
Hop
up
up.
so we
Stand
can
up.
see who stood up first, if you know the answer. Yeah. Get ready. I like it. Do I get to play?
All right.
No.
Sue, what is the first song Lauren performs on screen?
Which we didn't get to talk about.
I know,
Lauren.
I totally forgot about talking about Lauren.
Oh, I adore Lauren, yes.
Nobody? Oh.
Is it Copacabana?
No.
Close, but...
Good guess. Did you were saying something? Okay. I'll let you guys mull that over for a second. I'll get back to it.
We'll revisit that question.
Yes. What happened to Spike at Woodstock?
Wait, what?
What happened to Spike when he went to Woodstock? Yes.
He fed off a flower person in the
Yes. Yay! Come up and get something fun.
Do we want to say the answer into the microphone, because in case the podcast didn't hear the answer?
It was, he fed off a flower person and watched my hand move.
You get adored.
Thank you for the realism.
In that same vein, we now have... What's the name of Drusilla's favorite doll?
Oh my god.
Stand up if you didn't think you did.
Oh, wait.
Oh, she jumped up.
Yes.
Come up and get something.
I love it.
I'll get something. Oh my god, I don't know what to... Here you go.
Just want it, you need it.
I would totally go to Lauren's club and get my R read. I wish that was a real thing. Oh.
It might be.
I'm sure you can find somebody on the internet to read your aura.
Why would it sing a song and,
We just might not see you again.
Right. You just might turn into a Law and Order episode. The trio is made up of Warren, Jonathan, and Andrew. Who gets introduced as whose brother?
Somebody jump up.
Wait, but they kind of... I don't...
I saw her jump up first, but
Okay.
I mean, that was
Whose brother?
Is whose brother?
Sarah's brother.
Yes.
Do you know what episode? Do you know the name of the episode that the brother was in?
I think she might know this one.
Do you know that one? Yes.
Yes.
Both of you, come up.
Both of you.
Both of you, come up.
Yeah. Because he released the hounds, didn't he?
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, he did.
I think that works for you. And that works for you. You're
If I
welcome.
knew that was in there, I probably would have taken it for myself.
I didn't know, Raven. I didn't know.
So later in the seasons, Buffy works at a fast food job. She works at Double Meat. What's the secret ingredient?
Jump up.
Oh,
I might know this.
you're not. Hold on.
Who knows for sure?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. She hasn't answered it. She hasn't got anything yet.
Me.
Yeah. What's the?
The secret ingredient was like beef.
Nope.
No, that's not correct.
Nope.
Was it?
Go ahead.
Yeah, was
In the back.
like human with
Yeah.
vegetables?
Yes.
It's not even me.
It's not even meat, man. It's a bunch of soy byproducts.
Directly in front of me with Merc on their shirt. I need a picture with you before you leave this room, if that's okay. My best friend.
Take something.
Merc.
All right, we're going back. Have you found it on Google? What was the first song that Lauren sang?
Nobody looked it up. We have all this technology.
Oh yeah.
Because
Everybody's busy with the Pokestop.
At first, I was afraid.
I know.
Petrified?
Yes,
petrified.
I was petrified.
I was.
Was that Charles?
Yes.
Jump up and answer the question.
Yes, it was I almost forgot.
Yes.
Hey, take something. Yep, that's a necklace. That's a little from Once Upon a Time.
These are all really cute.
Batman keychain. Awesome.
All right.
And now, who is the best male character in the Whedonverse?
Best?
Best. This is it. Yep. Get up here.
Yay.
And who is the worst?
Yeah, come get something.
Always Ryan.
Always Rylan.
I would have said Adam if he
Wait, weren't you excited about some Once Upon a Time thing?
Yeah.
The necklace.
That's the necklace. Ugh.
I was gonna say Riley for the best character, ironically.
I definitely think you would have got something anyway.
You're welcome. All right, so we got a couple more things I want to give away. So how we want to do this?
Questions, comments.
All right, anybody got a question?
Yeah.
What was all of you guys' favorite seasons of Buffy?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. Do you want to start now?
No.
Okay. I know my order.
Season 2 is my favorite. I don't know why. I just relate with it the most. I remember it the most. Like, it doesn't have the best episodes necessarily, but it hits me in, like, the memories the most. So I think it's my fondest season.
Season 6, hands down. I don't care if anybody wants to say it's too dark. I don't.
Actually, that's my season 6.
Season 6 is my favorite. Spike's naked a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cheating. Oh.
I watch when I want to cry.
Really? See, I'm more of a season 2 when she has to stay getting jealous.
Season 5 is more of a crying season for me. I mean, Buffy loses her mom. She loses her life.
Yeah.
It's just, season 5 is just a downer.
Okay.
No one said season 7.
Oh, jeez.
And well, season 7 isn't my least favorite. I'll admit that.
That's true. I just don't like Glory, so that's my season that I don't like.
That's
season
5.
is that 5?
That's 5.
Yeah,
No,
I don't like 5.
I love Glory.
I'm not a big Glory fan. Don't know why.
I think that season 4 was like the happiest. Maybe, like, I mean, it's like right before everything just
Goes to shit. Yeah.
Like, and then also there's Carol.
Season 4 had the best, it was the happiest season, and then in the same vein, it had the worst big bad.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know, so there was that. That's why I love they're adulting.
The happiest season. That's an actual great point.
I think they're becoming adults.
Yeah.
Buffy gets drunk.
Yeah.
I love that episode. But then they do have like the worst big bad. That's like the Initiative and Adam. Okay, let's fight her.
Adam was a ridiculous villain, but the episode where they fight him,
It's a good episode.
that is my favorite villain takedown.
Your favorite non-finale?
Yes, exactly. Because to me, it's the
It's the
finale.
finale,
Because I don't watch the one after.
Oh, I do the Cheese Man.
No, it's like. All right, so I think we need to start wrapping this up. So we've got
Any more questions?
You have 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jessica Jones.
Love it, by the way.
Thank you. If there was one question that you could, or one thing you could say to the writers of the show, what would that be?
Why did you kill Buffy's mom?
That's a good question.
And why was
it's
it's compounded?
He answers that in the special features on that
Does he?
season. Yeah.
And it's a compound question for me. It's like, why did you kill her mom? And why was Giles never her stepdad? Like, why didn't they made such a great couple in Band Candy? Like, I love them together. And I wondered what would happen if a Slayer had a stepdad that was also her watcher.
But would they be as well? I mean, we saw them together as teenagers.
Yeah,
would they be just as great as adults?
Yes. Did you ever see those coffee commercials he made? Of course, he'd be great.
I would say thank you to the writers. That's what I would say. Just, thanks for putting that out there. So I had that to grow up watching. So
I would probably ask them why they felt the need to add Dawn. Because, I mean, like, we were talking about this last night, and as much as we love Dawn, and as much as, like, Dawn, like, Michelle Trachtenberg did a great job playing that role, I feel like it was a stupid storyline that was completely unnecessary.
when she said we love Dawn, she wasn't.
She was talking about Dawn. I enjoy Dawn. I enjoy Dawn. I think Dawn has some qualities that, I mean, she was a little sister.
If I had to deal with it, she did a great job doing it.
I'm a little sister, and I was nowhere near that annoying at all.
Get out.
But how about you?
Yeah, I think and I'm not even sure if this is necessarily a question for the writers, but why weren't there more people of color
I was gonna
on Buffy? Like, it got a little bit better, like, main characters. Got a little bit better on Angel, they had Gunn, but...
One.
I mean, yeah. But, like, one. But, like, we had Kendra, she was there, and just, like...
Kendra
Makeup accent.
Yeah.
It's so underutilized.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And then fast forward on, we got Mr. Trick.
Yeah.
He was amazing. Like,
He was great, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he wasn't a main character, but I'm pretty sure that Sweets was Black Man.
Yeah.
In the musical.
Yeah.
Like Kendra Mon.
No, Kendra, the Vampire Slayer.
I liked Sweet. I liked him as he was a fun.
And then we get Rona, who's just like a hot, like.
Yeah.
But
The whole.
What's that?
It was probably the timing of it.
Yeah.
If it had been made 20 years later.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Or even in the high school, like in the background.
Yeah, even in the background. Just a few more.
Yeah.
What's that?
Principal Wood.
Oh, Wood.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Principal Wood.
Wood.
Principal.
No, I really like Wood.
I like him.
Yeah.
It was good, especially.
I really like him on Lucifer.
Okay, so me personally, Once More with Feeling is one of my favorite episodes. How do you?
Love it.
I don't know if you know, but they cut it down on Netflix.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
We were just talking about this on
like,
our last podcast.
Why would you? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
So
It's rude.
They're the broadcast edits. So for whatever reason, Netflix has decided to put the broadcast edits up.
They like the syndication version.
Yeah. And there's bits of, for example, Bargaining Part 1 and 2. There's a scene in Bargaining Part 1 that they edited out of Part 1 and put in Part 2. I don't know why. It makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
Why?
I just think it's dangerous to a new generation of people that are trying to get into this show. They're going to get the wrong impression of it in certain ways, and it might deter people from finishing it because of how choppy it is.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully these people have friends that own the DVDs or whatnot,
Right.
and they can actually watch them.
Because we come from the old
So to answer
school.
your question, I don't like that they've done it. I don't like it at all.
And originally, like before, like the songs are a lot longer and stuff. They like cut out the entire second half, like song.
Which I have the
Really?
soundtrack and I jam out.
Yeah.
I skipped on songs.
It's on my iPod.
He gets emotional at the end of the song.
He does.
Yeah.
Cut it out, and I'm really mad.
And it changes the entire tone of the episode. Actually,
It's clear that someone that never watched that show before edited it. Made
Ooh, I
those
like that
edits.
statement. Yeah.
So,
I don't like. Have you noticed these widescreen edits of these episodes just full on include crew as well?
yeah.
So they're not paying attention that they've really changed. Some of the scenes are too light. Some of them are too dark. They've watched the DVDs. Just
let's just say don't watch
just
it.
email me. I'll send you mine.
All right, well, thank you, ladies. We have to wrap it up before they kick us out.
Come see us tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll be in the same room.
You guys got any shout out your Twitter handles or anything like that?
I already followed you, so I don't know how.
Thank you.
Great.
Personal
I love
ones.
it.
I don't really have Twitter. I mean,
Rena?
No.
I'm Reno Spavino on Twitter, and you're more than welcome to follow me. I really only tweet about food, TV shows, and just celebrities, though.
I mean, that's how it should be.
That's how. Yeah, that's what it's.
That's what Twitter's supposed to be used for.
But I'm doing it right. I'm winning.
Yeah, you're winning.
I'm winning.
And I'm msphere7338.
And I am at @the_rugged angel. So we still have a couple of things up here. If you want them, come get them. There's a Monty Python magnets stick bot. There's some buttons here. Team Force 2.
Grr, arg.